Oh my goodness, this store did not disappoint. This store had things I had never seen in any Ollie's before, and it had a lot of things that I had never seen in any Ollie's before. And in so many places, it was so well laid out, and the people were so nice and so wonderful. And I highly recommend this store. I really do. Even if you're not shopping for crafts, I highly recommend this store. This was a great store. This one, obviously, there is a lot of pride in the people in this store. So this is one of the Jacksonville stores, finally made it up to Jacksonville. And this was something that they had. It's called Heidi Swapp tape, and I bought a set of this. I bought one roll of this to test out to see what it is and see whether or not it's sticky on the back. And this cuts out circles, and you can cut out the circle or you can cut out the outline of a circle, and you can do it in two different sizes. I thought that was pretty neat. That would be so cool for making shaker cards, because you'd get consistent stacks of circles if you wanted to do the shaker with actual paper instead of trying to do it with foam tape. And look at this. This is so neat. Look at that. Oh, wow. You can stick these on letterboards. Those are specifically made to bling letterboards. And quilling. Quilling supplies. Never seen quilling supplies anywhere. I'm not a quill person. I don't do it, but I know there are a lot of people who are. And quilling supplies are available at the Ollie's in Jacksonville. This is the one on the east side of Jacksonville, closest to the ocean. Amazing stuff. They had these little pans that you could do your Christmas or your holiday baking in, and you can give it away. You could put cookies in there, brownies in there, whatever you wanted to put in there. Give it all away. And beautiful ribbon. Look at the gold leaves on these ribbons. It was $1.99, and I think it was 10 yards. And then this one was also $1.99 burlap with that beautiful piece of lace down the center of it. Oh my gosh! How many different things could you do with that? Imagine a rustic wreath made with that. That would be so beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. And they had other ribbons elsewhere in the store, so just stick around because there's more ribbon coming. This is a box of the quilling papers. So not only do they have what they had on the shelf or on the spikes, but they had all of those. I knew where it went, so I put it back. No reason to leave it where it was. And then they had these cute little embellishments. Look at these. Look how awesome they are. Look at, and think of that for putting in a journal or for giving to kids so that they could have fun with the stickers and stuff. That would be so neat. And they did have this one clay roller, but we've seen that one several times. But look, it's a new silk screen. This is the first time I've seen any silk screen other than the flower one. So of course I picked one of those up, and my unicorn, but this unicorn was so cool. And it says Sticko, so I'm thinking this is a sticker. I did pick one of these up because I just love the cool shades on the unicorn. I had to have it. It was just amazing. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I only bought one because it's obviously not going to be used in my crafting. I'm probably going to decorate my craft room with it. But look at these three-dimensional flowers, 4 for $1. Absolutely beautiful. A nice size to decorate, like picture frames or anything that you're going to have hanging on the wall or sitting on a desk plaque or something like that. Just beautiful. They did have some mailing tags, and so I thought I'd point those out. I believe those were $1 as well, and they do have pouring paint. This store actually had one of the best kits for pouring paint. It's coming up at some point later in the video, but oh my gosh, the kit was amazing, and it was so inexpensive. It was just, wow, I highly recommend that. And then not only did they have the little unicorns with the little floaty things in it, but they had the little seahorse unicorns. So would that be a sea unicorn? I don't know, but it's just so cute. And the little pieces, they moved, some of them moved faster than others, but I honestly think that with the amount of time that they've been hanging there, that if you mix them around a little bit, they'll move a lot faster. And this store had lots of resin dyes. They had this one, and then they had another set. This one says it's transparent, and the other one said it was colorant. And I'm going to hold them up side by side next to each other really soon, but it's 2 different sets of colors, 2 different types of dye. Really cool. And they had some Astro designs. They didn't have a whole lot. This one is one of the metallic ones, and they didn't have a whole lot of the Astro designs, but they did have some. So this is the colorant dye that I was talking about, and I'm going to hold it up next to the transparent dye because there were 2 right there. So lots and lots of resin dye in this store. This is the most resin dye that I've seen in any store. And they did have some of these 4-packs of paints left, and I haven't seen these in a while, so it was neat to see those again. So a little bit of vinyl. This store really didn't have a whole lot of vinyl, but look at these Jolie's dragonflies. Oh my gosh, with the bling and the colors. Oh, I loved them. Those went into my cart, by the way. The 2 that you just saw me pick up, yeah, those went into my cart. And coming around here, this foil paper is the most amazing foil paper. And I don't think I did it very well in the video. But if you turn it one way, it looks like it's solid red foil. And if you turn it another way, it looks like it's got gradient lines that are darker in it. It's just beautiful. And look at that cutter. Die cutters that you can put through your die machine, make pumpkins and thankful, and it's perfect timing because like Thanksgiving's coming up real soon. Speaking of Thanksgiving, I'm over 800 subs. I would love to be at 1,000 by Thanksgiving, but wouldn't it be awesome if I made 1,000 by Halloween? That would be just so incredible. Those papers that I just held up, they're marked up, Science Fair Project. They're marked at $2.99, but if you mention it to the people at the cash register, they do ring up at 25 cents. So that's one thing that was mismarked in the store. But it would be awesome if I could make my goal of 1,000 by Thanksgiving. Even more awesome if I could make my mini hopeful fingers crossed goal of 1,000 by Halloween. So if you're getting any positive thing out of this, any joy, any entertainment, anything at all, please do subscribe. I appreciate it so much. And look at this. I have never seen this from Cricut before. I've never seen this in any of the stores. $5 for a Cricut knife with 5 replacement blades and a container for you to put the blade pieces in so that they don't get that you don't get cut by them. It's something to throw the blades away in that keeps the blades protected so that you don't get cut and that nobody else gets cut by those blades. I thought that was beautiful. Those boxes were great. That blue cardstock paper, it was cardstock, but it was single-sided. If you looked way in the back there, you saw some of the cookie cutters that they had, but they didn't have a whole lot. They had the little round balls for the chocolate mold. And look at this. These are die-cut boxes that you make for treat boxes, but you could so easily just cut out that snowman and use it on a card. You got 3 of them for $1, and they're big. So, I mean, that could be your entire card front right there. It's just gorgeous. And those treat bags, they were $1.29 for 10 of them, and they had 3 different designs of them. They were just cool. And I paused this because it's hard to get to that little spot on the rack because there's another table in front of it, but I wanted to show you there is more stuff on the rack behind, and that's one of them, these We Are Memory Keepers, that is used for making colorant inside the impressions if you use the metal stamping tool. So I thought that was an interesting thing. And massive numbers of those dragonflies were also on the back side. Look at this beautiful vinyl with the dots, and it's glittery and it's got silver dots on it. Oh my goodness gracious, that was gorgeous. I've never seen vinyl like that before. I've never seen vinyl that had that kind of pattern on it before. They had 3 different designs of these poster boards. They had the black and white buffalo check, the red and black buffalo check, and then the small flowers, and it was $2.99 for 12 sheets of poster board. That is an incredible price. And these cute little pens, oh my gosh, I love them so much. I haven't bought them yet. Oh my gosh, look at this. This is 6 different, I believe it's 18 yards total, or maybe it's 15 yards total. What does it say down there? Couldn't read it in that quickly at a time. Pause the record and find out how much it is, but it's $1.49, and it's specifically made for wedding cards because it says happily ever after on the one that's got print on it. So beautiful. I mean, coordinating ribbon for anything that you want to do as a gift for a bride, or anything that you want to do as a gift for the wedding couple, or anything that you want to do as cards to decorate wedding cards with. Oh my gosh, just absolutely amazing. And this is pink glitter. It's 8.5 by 11 pink glitter cardstock. Beautiful stuff. And this is a mix-in for resin. It's a moss mix-in for resin. I've never seen a chunky mix-in before. And here's where the die cutters come from. You got the little thankful one. It was $1. And then they also had these really cute little happy birthday stickers. And these, again, have that thickness to them. They're like the shrinky-dink thickness. There's definitely some rigidity and some stability to these sticko stickers. And they were so cute. All the little woodland animals were just amazing. And then they also had the little sewing machine, but this one didn't have a price tag on it. There's one on the other side that's going to come up a little bit later in this video that did have a price tag on it. It was a good price. So here I am just highlighting those stamps again, those happy birthday stamps. And look at this paper. I actually bought 8 sheets of this paper. Look how beautiful it is. Those big words say wonderful in so many different colors. And look at the color, look at the design, look at the colors on the back with those flowers. Oh, it was so beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. I did find another box with even more paints in it, so it wasn't just the 2 that were up there, and more of the mix in resins, the little moss pieces to mix into resin. And you know, those moss pieces could be used in any sort of diorama that you made. If you make scenes with your art, or if you make scenes with your crafts. I opened one of these boxes. Yes, shame on me. I did open one of these boxes, and the cutter is not included. It's just the Fimo. And for making these bookmarks, it would have been so much better to actually have the cutter in there. But still, I mean, it's $2 for four little chunks of Fimo, which isn't bad if you just want the Fimo out of it. So it's a good way to buy cheap Fimo if you want to test whether or not polymer clay is something that you want to do. Because in any craft, you have to try it out first. And this is a great way to try out Fimo for the polymer clay, baking clay crafts, and see if it's something that you'd like to do. So you don't have to make bookmarks with this kit. So you could use that Fimo in any way you wanted to. Make little animals out of it, make little jewelry out of it. And look at this, an art journal. This is art journaling, but look at the beautiful color of the cover. I've only ever seen these in white. And this beautiful pinkish purple lavender, also pretty. And look at this. This is 3 rolls for $1.99. That's 30 yards of beautiful blue ribbon for $1.99, and it's a really great thickness, and it was so pretty. Just an amazing thing to find. And then here's the sewing machine that I was telling you about. That's $8, and that's a good price for one of these. And I don't know how much the other ones were, so the other ones might have been cheaper. I didn't take one up to the register to find out. And then there's another one of the Cricut things. So they had these Cricut knives in more than one place, and it was just so neat to see them. Honestly, I was just taken aback by these little Cricut knife sets. Just beautiful. And the little flower ones, I think that's the first, maybe the second time we've seen the flowers. They have some of these acrylic. Welcome to the giveaway portion of the video. First things first, these are the letters right here. They are Maggie Holmes Magnet Studio, and they're supposed to be magnetic, and my tray is magnetic, but these are not sticking to my tray, so I won't be able to stand it upright, but I will keep them because they look really cool, and I can spell things out on here. Anyway, so what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be giving away this. This is the giveaway item for this week. This is the trimmer that I found at one of the St. Pete stores for $1, and I am going to be giving that away to one lucky winner somewhere in the United States of America, and entering is super easy. Okay, if you've already entered before, you understand how it works, and you can skip ahead to the rest of the walk with me. If not, please do listen to this part. The form has 3 parts to it. It's going to ask you to verify that you are a resident of the United States of America or one of her territories, and that you are 18 years of age or older. It is also going to ask you for your YouTube name, which is the name that you use when you comment or like or subscribe to channels. You do not have to be a creator. You have a YouTube name because you logged in. So whatever that name is, that's the one that I'm asking for. And then also it's going to ask you for a 6-character alphanumeric code. And that 6-character alphanumeric code is by far the most important part of that particular form. You need to pick a 6-character alphanumeric code that you will remember. You can take a screenshot of it. You can write it down. You can put it on a sticky note next to your computer. If you're filling the form out on your computer, I don't care. But make sure that you keep that 6-character alphanumeric code. It must be 3 capital letters, and it must be 3 numbers, and they can be in any order. So if you want to do letters then numbers, or numbers then letters, or switch it up where you got a couple letters, a couple numbers, and a number and a letter, I don't really care. It doesn't matter. It's just got to be a 6-character alphanumeric code, because that code is what you're going to use when you fill out the winner's form if you win. And you'll give me the name that you put on the form. You'll give me the alphanumeric code that you put on the form. And when you fill out the winner's form, I will verify that the alphanumeric code that you put on the winner's form matches the alphanumeric code that you put on the entry form, so that I know that you're you. And then when I email you, because the winner's form will ask you for an email address, when I email you, I will use your 6-character alphanumeric code as the subject of the email. So if you get an email from somebody who says, hey, you're a winner, if you get an email saying, if you want to claim your prize, you got to pay money, and it doesn't start with that 6-character alphanumeric code as the subject, it is not from me. Ignore it, get rid of it. And if it asks you for money, absolutely ignore it and get rid of it, because I'm giving these away for absolute free. It costs you absolutely nothing. All you have to do is fill out that form. I would really appreciate if you would also put a comment and like and share and subscribe and all those other things, but none of those things are necessary to enter. The only thing that's necessary is filling out the form. The rest of it is icing on the cake and would really make me happy, and I would really appreciate it if you would do that. So that's the item for the week. That is how you do it. And now back to the walk with me. Cheers and good luck. Oh, this store was so well laid out. Oh my goodness gracious. This is definitely a store to go visit if you have the wherewithal to get to this particular one. They're amazing. I can't say enough nice things about this store. This is definitely an 11 out of 10 store to go visit. Absolutely. Look at this art journaling sticky. So you've got the glue stick and the stickies, and then you've got the foam squares all beautifully laid out for you, all ready to go. $1.49, I believe, for that package, which is a really great price for those. And the name of this product was Gobbledygook, and I thought that was like the cutest name for something. You use it to make multicolored slime. Is that not the perfect name? Anyway, while we're looking at the pegboards, if you have find any joy or entertainment or any knowledge or information out of this, do please consider subscribing. I would love to hit my goal by Halloween. I know my goal is actually for Thanksgiving, but I would love to hit 1,000 subs by Halloween, and I'm so close. I'm over 800 now. That is such an amazing thing, and I am so humbled and so thankful for every one of you who has chosen to subscribe to my channel. I cannot tell you how much it means to me and how amazing a feeling it is, and it's you. You've done that for me, and you've given me that, and I thank you so very much, absolutely so very much. So back to the voiceover of the actual products that we're looking at. They did have a few sewing notions, but not a whole lot of them. They did have a new thing. Is that it? No, not yet. I'll show it to you in a moment when it comes. There it is. Nope, that's not it either. Darn it. It's coming up. I know it is. I know it's coming up. They had the cute little octopus crayons, and I still haven't bought those, which is kind of amazing. They did have some hook and loop stuff. Not a whole lot of sewing notions in this store. Not a whole lot of vinyl, not a whole lot of sewing notions, but they did have some really cool things. And I did shake it. They are jingle bells. But of course, yet again, I took away the audio before I did that. This one was $3.99, which is more expensive than we've seen most of these Heidi Swapp packs. But this was a really nice little Heidi Swapp pack. This was a different one that we haven't seen in any of the stores so far. But it was a nice set. For $3.99, a little more expensive than the other ones, but still a great price for Heidi Swapp. And look at this. You get the binder, the clips, the little bulldog clips, and the binder rings. And I thought that was interesting because we haven't seen anything like that in any other store. So very cool stuff, amazing stuff. And they did have the EK Tool scissors. They were again $3. So this price for that item has been pretty consistent across the Ollie's. They also had these scissors, and I don't know the quality of these. I don't know if they're good, if they're not, but they were relatively inexpensive. They had the paper drawers in both black and white. They were still $9 in this store. So if you can find the store that they were $7 in, that's a better buy. But if this store is closer, then it's not really worth the gas to go to the other store just to save a couple bucks. I mean, really and truly. The HD coloring kit's $6. I don't know if that's the same price that it's been in every other store because I've never highlighted it before, but that's still a great price for that. And this cute little flip top, teeny tiny garbage can to stick on a crafting desk to collect all the little bits and pieces so that they don't end up on the floor or miss the garbage can underneath the desk, because that's my biggest problem. I miss the garbage can underneath my desk a lot. Like I said, they did have some of the Astro designs, but not a whole lot, but still, Astro designs at that price is a really good deal. And they also had the 8.5 by 11 Astro designs, which we haven't seen in quite a while. They did have this, which would be great for army colors. It's an olive drab, beautiful olive drab that you could use for that, or for really dark embellishments on your fall cards. Really dark embellishments, like if you're doing a spooky card. Really cool. And look at this. This is that pouring set. This was $4. Look at all that you get for $4. You get cups. You get the paints. You get, then I paused it there so you could read the list. And if you want to pause it for longer, go for it. But look at all these different items that you get for $4. That is such an amazing price for that. I could not get over that. I mean, that makes that would make, again, a perfect beginner kit for somebody to try out acrylic pouring paint. And they could test it and see whether or not it's something that they wanted to get into as a craft, or something that they tried once and didn't really enjoy, so they're going to go find another craft. Because there are so many different crafts out there for so many different people, and everybody ought to have the opportunity to be exposed to as many crafts as they want to try. I found another set of these. These I found in one of the St. Pete stores and didn't know what it is, but I looked at it really closely this time. These are bound inserts that you can put inside things, like folders for notepads or anything like that, or you could put an elastic band around the center of it and keep it in place that way. So 3 of them, 18 pages each, for I believe it was $2. Not a bad price. Now remember this box, because this box is put together correctly, but remember that box, because if you remember the other chalk box, oh my gosh, that one that I just pointed out, oh no, 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 this chalk box is worse than that other one. Oh my goodness gracious. Somebody was not thinking when they put that together. I didn't know what was in this box, so I pulled it down and looked at it. It said something about a hanging art craft station, and I do not believe that everything that was supposed to be in this box was still in this box, because that doesn't look like a hanging art craft station. Doesn't look like everything was there. So if you see one of those, maybe there's more stuff that was supposed to be in there, or maybe there isn't, and I just thought that that was a bad price. But did you see it? Did you see it in that other box? That other chalk box was just in screen. Did you see it? Oh my gosh. Somebody, oh wow, somebody in some company needs to be told about those boxes and the way they're displaying those chalk things. They did have this Park Lane paper pad. I didn't buy one because I have plenty of these and they're paperweight. And I need more cardstock weight, but it's 180 sheets, beautiful patterns, nice small patterns that can be used on so many different things. Imagine decoupaging a table as something like that. And they had the little pink vellum again. Yay! Go me! How cool is that? I got lucky. I got lucky twice in this trip. The other one I posted in the posts on my Facebook group, which is linked in this video. Look at that! That is a magnetic date stamper that you have 3 different rings that you can put around the date stamper, so you can get this date stamped, and you can also get some sort of interesting tidbit of information about why that date was important. So cool. Never seen it before in any store. Just amazing. But if you want to join the Facebook group, the link to the Facebook group is in this description. This is amazing too, because I honestly think that looks like yellow, cyan, and magenta, plus a little bit of glitter, which means with those 3 colors, you can get any color you want. And that is just an amazing thing. And they were watercolor inks. So it's watercolor that you're using. You can mix them together, get as many different colors as you could possibly want. Oh my goodness gracious. They did have the glitter glue in both the class set and individually in this one. And this was just cute. Little sand art thing you put sand on the gluey parts of the papers that they had. And a beautiful little gift bag for Hanukkah. So yay! Yay, they're being very inclusive in the holidays in this one. I haven't found any Kwanzaa stuff yet, but I'm still looking. And this is a little spray, a little airbrush spray thing that you use with a pen to put a stencil over the cookie, and then you get a pattern on top of the cookie. But I'm wondering if that would work with regular markers. It was $10, so I didn't pick one up here, but I am definitely going to see if I can find one of those at a better price, to see if I can do spray, like our not spray paint, airbrushing on my cards, because that would be so neat. This looked like really high quality art watercolor paper. I don't know if it is or not, but it looked like really high quality stuff. So I thought I'd highlight it and give you a good close look at it for those of you who do watercolor in a more serious effect than just the card front making that I do. And I don't want to tone down watercolor on card front making as it's not something important or not something really cool, but there are watercolor artists who make beautiful paintings out of watercolor. I put those back into my cart because I was going to put them back where they belonged. They didn't need to sit on the shelf, and since I knew where they went, I was going to put them back. So this is another part of the craft area. This one's not quite as well organized as the rest of the stuff has been, but I will definitely ignore it in this store. This store was so amazing. I will ignore the slight amount of disorganization that this little area had. These are name things that you can put around napkins so that you can use the napkin itself, the napkin ring itself, as the place marker. And it was so really a great idea for like a wedding where you're going to have people sitting in a specific spot. Then the napkin ring actually becomes the place card. I thought that was an amazing idea. I really did. I thought that that was just really cool and clever and awesome and wonderful. And I don't know why nobody's done it, or at least I've never seen it done before. I thought that was just amazing. And the little wood pieces that they had, they didn't have a whole lot. But look at this little glass top memo desk. Now, this is the same type of thing that is the glass top art easel, which they also do have. They have both of them. But look at that. Look how cute that is to just stand up on your desk and have a little memo set for you. So you can sit there and look at what you want to do, or look at what your plans are for the day, or like leave messages for each other and put it by, you know, the door in case there's somebody who needs to know something. I don't know. I was thinking in my mind, you know, leave a message, you know, if somebody calls and left a message, but nobody does that anymore because we all have cell phones now. Oh, well, you know, ideas, but ideas that are somewhat archaic at this point. And I loved this. This is one of those rolling cubes, like dice, but it's really big, and it's got all these really wonderful positive things that it says on the front of it. And it was such a beautiful little thing, and it was only $1. It was only $1. That is so cute. I didn't buy it. It's still there unless somebody else has bought it, but amazing. And also for $1 is this little cupcake set. $1. That is such a great price. And look at the cute little gnomes. I just love the gnomes. My husband loves the gnomes. I think I love gnomes because my husband loves gnomes. They still had this pack, and I'm not really, I don't really get this either. People don't use sticky notes anymore, and nobody's buying those big boxes because they always have to. This I thought would be perfect for writing out Granny's recipes in, and it's got Bible verses at the bottom, and then giving as a gift for someone who is just starting their own home, so they have all of Granny's recipes all ready to go in one nice little journal-looking thing that says food for thought on it. Just the most adorable little thing, even with all the little avocados on the front of it. I thought that would be such a meaningful and special gift for someone. And, you know, more journals, difficult times for women, Bible verses for women, another thing that, you know, might be really important at this time right now. I did look at the rock painting things for dotting tools, and this particular one does not have a dotting tool, but there is one that does have a dotting tool. Several people have mentioned dotting tools using other things like paintbrushes, the ends of paintbrushes and things. This one does say it has a dotting tool in it, but it honestly looks like it's just a wooden stick. So I'm not sure if it's an effective dotting tool, if it's one of the metal ones with the little round balls on it. But somebody mentioned using the end of a paintbrush, the end of a toothpick, the end of a wooden skewer, the end of a chopstick, anything like that they suggested could be used as a dotting tool. And another person suggested checking out the nail art. And I'm going to do that the next time I'm in the stores, go to the makeup area and check out the nail art. That fabric metallic marker set was near the checkout line, but look what else is in the checkout line. Oh my gosh, I've never seen anything like this before. We didn't buy any. I'm not really that big. I know this is terrible. I'm not really that big a fan of Twinkies, but I thought this was the cutest thing. Oh my goodness gracious. So that's the end of this one. I apologize if you read my post where I said I was going to do all three of the Jacksonville stores in one. I did not. This video was already 23 minutes long, and I didn't want to make it a 50-minute video. So those two will come up. The next one will be the Kingsland store. The other two Jacksonville ones will come up on Thursday. And good luck to everybody who enters the drawing. And thank you so very much for watching and subscribing, liking, sharing, and all that other good stuff. Cheers and happy crafting!